It'll be no closer than currently exists. It's going to the front of the house. And then on the rear, there is an existing porch right here that they're going to take down, and they'll build a new porch right on the corner of the house. And again, it goes no closer to the lot line than is currently existing. We've also done, for these folks, we've done a new septic upgrade plan, which is before the Board of Health for approval. We're going to have a hearing on that later on this month. And yeah, I think that's pretty much a quick overview of what we're trying to do. So it's pretty straightforward. Like you said, it comes under section 1.4.6 for a special permit to construct the additions on a non-conforming piece. And just as a matter of information, I think there was a letter submitted to the board just giving you the history of the lot when it was created, which goes back to 1953.
Jeannie, I don't remember seeing that. Was that in our materials?
It was. I thought I had sent it. It was in the packet that came in. I can.
Okay. No, I don't. You know, you might have said it. I might have missed it. I don't think it's.
Basically, I can tell you. It just says the house was constructed in 1953. The date of the deed is that the next deed was September 7th, 1954. It contains 1.02 acres, has 150 feet of frontage. So it was created before the current zoning was put into place.
Yeah. Okay. And the letter ultimately isn't important. It is useful to have. We should keep it in the file.
Right.
All right. Is there anything? And Mr. Truax, if I recall correctly, you're a Bob, right? Not a Robert? Rob. You know, there's so many guesses I got wrong. It's like being named Richard.
Close.
Okay, so Rob, were there any comments from any of the neighbors there, or any of the neighbors on the phone or on the call wishing to comment on this? All right, going once.
I don't know of anyone.
All right, board members, what are your views on this?
It appears that they're not increasing the nonconformity.
Right.
If you take the addition in the front, I mean, the front setback is well within the allowable setback.
Yep.
The one in the rear, does that say a porch or something?
Yeah, proposed porch,
yeah.
And that's going to be between 34 and 36.8 feet back, but the existing house is 27.7.
Yeah. So it just may be the way it was drawn, but it appears as though let me see, it would be the south side of the porch is a little bit closer to the property line than the existing house, but it just may be the thickness of the line as it was drawn. Is it the intent that the porch would align with the south face of the existing house?
South face of the existing house. So the one on the rear we're talking about, this one here?
Well, oh, wait a minute.
I see what he said.
Let me see, where, that north arrow was so fancy. I think I got it backwards. The side of the porch is the north facade of the house, right?
Correct.
And I referred to it as the south because that north indicating is so fancy, I got confused. So let me rephrase the question again. The porch, the north side of the porch will be in line with the existing house. Is that correct?
Yes.
Even though the red line appears to be a little bit closer to the property line, but so as I suspected,
it's just a fatter line, right?
Yeah. Okay.
That's all.
All right. So I don't know. I don't know how the other board members feel, but it looks to me that it's not any more non-conforming than the original house.
I agree.
Yeah, and I guess I can't second that. I third that view, which is that we don't even need our 50 Whitney Street. Was it the Bellastera, whatever that case was?
Yep.
That potentially went the other way than Dedrick. I mean, even under our prior rules, this would be fine. There's no new nonconformity.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I'd make a motion that we approve. We make a finding under section 1.4.6 of the bylaw that the proposed addition shown on the plan dated October 27, 2022 by GL Engineering are not substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood.
I second that motion.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Further discussion? Further debate? Mr. and Mrs. Rodriguez, I see you've joined us. So going your way, just hang in there. All right, all in favor, aye. We have to do it by roll call. Novak votes aye.
Stefik, aye.
Pitch, aye.
All right, 3-0. Mr. Truax, Mr. and Mrs. Rodriguez, congratulations, you win.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Get it out of us. Have a great evening. Hope the project goes well.
Yeah.
All right. Next up in the batting order, Brian and Mary Moore, 49 Farm Road, excuse me. Discussion of Farm Road Homes Comprehensive Permit Timeline. And I see there's Brian Moore. Hello, Brian.
Hi, Mr. Novak. How are you? Am I
What
muted?
can we do for you today?
We can hear you.
I just wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page with the date that the whatever they call it, the timeout under state code expires for Farm Road homes. I believe it's March 16th, 2023. I was hoping that the board would somehow recognize that in their minutes, that we had an official date.
Well, I'm not sure it's appropriate for us to rule on that. I think the timeout rules you're talking about are under 56037 of the Code of Massachusetts Regulations, that an application 12 months has elapsed between the date of an application and any of the following A, B, C, D. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes, that's correct. And the withdrawal of his 63, 65 request for foundation permits and wells and stuff.
All right. So his application to us, which isn't in yet, has to be at least 12 months after the date of one of the following: date of filing of an application, date when such application was pending before a local permit granting authority, date of final disposition of such an application, or date of withdrawal of such an application. So, what are you trying to count from, sir?
I was just making sure that I wasn't necessarily prepared to have to do this in a meeting, but I wanted to make sure that the ZBA was aware that my understanding is the Board of Health received a letter from his attorney on March 16, 2022, that stated we are withdrawing our application, and that would be the date from which the 12 months would be calculated.
Okay, so let's.
And if there's any question, maybe getting Board of Health to send you something officially so that everyone's on the same page.
Well, it doesn't really matter until he has an application before us. And when he has an application before us, then you can certainly count the days and tell us or suggest us that we look at our own and say, wait a second, that wasn't that's not appropriate under the rules. But assuming you're right, that the one thing he had was a Board of Health application and that it was withdrawn on March 20, did you say 23, 22?
March 16th, I believe.
March 16th of 22. That would mean that on March 17th of 23, the calculation under 56037D, D for dog, would expire.
Okay.
I don't think it's appropriate for us to make findings in a vacuum. That's my understanding of how the regulations would work.
Okay.
Jonathan and Ron, keep me honest if you read it differently, but.
I agree. I don't think we ought to be making any kind of substantive comment on the hypothetical application that is going to be before us. The applicant ought to have an opportunity to be heard for due process reasons.
Right. Jeannie, I think we made sure that Mr. Murchison's counsel was aware of this. They may have decided just not to come because it's not.
Right.
But
he was definitely aware. And I do not believe is here. Obviously.
Yeah, given that it's December 2022, this is going to be a pretty easy hurdle for them to get over if they wish.
Yes. I understand, but thank you for at least hearing us and talking about that date tonight. And if it's any consolation of the board, my wife is sitting in front of another board tonight as we prepare for a land swap to make our house more conforming.
Great. Well, that's I wouldn't use the term consolation, but anytime compliance, anytime compliance is advanced, it makes the zoning enforcement officer and I very happy. So we're all in favor of that.
Thank you for your time tonight. That's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Mr. Trainer, Mr. Porky, did you have any anything comment on this? I just saw a couple other faces. Don't know. Okay, whatever. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Moore.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
You too. All right. I haven't been through the minutes, but I saw that Jeannie did them. I also owe Jeannie about 6 million decisions that she's drafted and I haven't looked at yet. But maybe if you're a very good girl, maybe by Christmas.
Oh, yay! It'll be under my tree.
What a great Santa.
Woohoo!
lump of coal or zoning decision. It's very hard to decide.
The only one that is kind of necessary only because he's going for his class 2 license is 121 Coolidge. But I can tell the select board next Thursday that it was approved at the zoning board meeting. We had a public hearing, the whole thing. So I think they'll be fine with that.
Okay, great. And if they want to ask me, I'll be glad to confirm that. And I'll try to get that one through. I've actually got, I hope, a couple of free days coming up. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you should then spend it with your wife.
Oh, there is that thought. There is that thought. All right. Do we have anything else, folks?
No. Kind of quiet. Enjoy it for now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it'll really be heartbreaking not to have a meeting with you guys before the holidays, but I'll bear up.
Yeah. Everybody.
Okay, well,
very.
There'll be plenty of opportunity in 2023.
Yeah.
Sadly, I think so. So I hope everybody has a safe, happy, and relaxing holiday season. And Ginny, we'll be in touch when we next need to meet, right?
Yes. Yes. I think we're all set for a little while. So we're good.
We don't have any
Okay.
ticking time bombs. There are no 40Bs in front of us.
No,
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah,
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
cheers.
Have a great day. Thank you so much.
have
Bye-bye.
a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Right.
Bye.